Everyone and welcome to IRA tutorial. I am Aarti Naik. Today I am going to teach you class 9 subject English unit 1 1.5 part 2. In my previous video we have learned about the part 1 story of the necklace. In that we have learned that Mathilde lost her necklace the day on the night of party. She was very happy because she was only the beautiful woman in the party, and when she came to home and during the time of changing she realized that she lost her necklace. Now let us see in part 2 what happened after that. To understand the part 1, already I have given link of part 1 video in description box. Please go through that link first and then you see this part 2. Okay, so let us start part 2. They looked in the fold of her dresses, in the folds of her cloak, in her pocket, everywhere, but they could not find it. That means when Mathilde realized that she lost her necklace, actually that necklace was borrowed from her friend, and that was very now she was in awkward situation that what answer she will give to her friend. And another strange thing is she was thinking that the diamonds in the necklace were real. Now she is in that thought that how she can repay the amount or how she can return necklace to her friend. So here they try to find out, looked in the fold of her dresses. Her dress was very beautiful and dress was having many folds, so they thought that necklace might have slipped in any fold of the dress. So they try to find it out, but they didn't got any success in it. Then they try to find out uh, in pockets everywhere, but they couldn't find it. Are you sure you still had it on when you left the hall? Now husband is asking her. Now husband is also in tension, but he is trying to make Mathilde normal so that she can think properly and she can work over it. Yes, I touched it in the hall at the ministry, but if you had lost it in the street, we would have heard it fall. It must be in the cab. So now husband is thinking, in hall she checked it. So now he thought that it might have dropped in the street. But if at that time no one was there in the street, and it was early morning or 4 o'clock, so no noise was there, so anything will drop down immediately, can hear it fall. So now they are thinking that it must be in the cab. Yes, that's probability. Probably it, that means probably it might be fall in cab. Did you take his number? No. Now nobody knows that this thing will happen, so there is no need to take number of cab. They stared at each other stunned. Now they are helpless because without number in their city so many cabs are there. Where they will find it? At last Loisel put his clothes on again. I am going back, he said. Over the whole route we walked and see if I can find it. So now immediately husband he changed his clothes and he went to the route where they cross. So he was trying to search it. He left. She remained in her ball dress all night, her mind blank. Her husband returned at about 7 o'clock. He had found nothing. He went to the police, to the newspaper, to offer a reward, to cab companies, everywhere. The tiniest glimmer of the hope led them. That means he tried to find out that necklace by many of the means, but he didn't got any success. She waited all day in despair at this frightful disaster. That means throughout the day she thought that something miracle will happen and she will get her necklace back. Loisel returned in the evening, a hollow, pale figure. He had found nothing. You must write to your friend, he said. Tell her you have broken the clasp of her necklace and that you are having it mended, so it will give us time to look some more. So now husband suggested to wife Mathilde that at least you write your friend that the necklace is broken and you want to mend it, so it will take some time, so within that time we will try to find out. She wrote as he dictated, so she gave message to her friend. At the end of 1 week they had lost all hopes, and Loisel, who suddenly looked aged, declared, we must consider how to replace the jewel. So now husband has decided that we should collect the money and we should replace the jewel. That means we should purchase new necklace and give it to your friend. And so they went from jeweler to jeweler, looking for a necklace like the other one, consulting their memories, both sick with grief and anguish. Now here both are worried, very sad, and that from last 1 week they were unable to concentrate in any of their work. All the time they were thinking about the necklace only. They try to find out exactly same necklace in different jeweler shop. In a shop at the Palace Royal, they found a string of diamonds which seemed to be exactly what they were looking for. It was worth 40,000 francs. They could have it for 36,000. That means at last in one shop they found exactly same necklace and it cost 40,000 franc. Now here you can see at beginning when wife want to take dress, hardly they can bear some 100 francs, and now 40,000 francs means it is too much for them to pay. But jeweler was ready with discount 36,000 franc they need to give. Okay, so they begged the jeweler not to sell it for 3 days, and they made an arrangement that he could take it back for 34,000 francs if the other necklace was found before the end of February. Okay, so they convinced the jeweler that don't sell this for 3 more days. Meanwhile they are making the arrangement of the money. Loisel had 18,000 francs which his father had left him. He would borrow the rest, and he did borrow. He gave notes, made ruinous agreements, then dealt with every type of money lender. Then he went to get the new necklace and laid down on the jeweller's counter 36,000 francs. When Madame Loisel took the necklace back, Madame Forster said coldly, you should have written it sooner. I might have needed it. So now here she did not talk to her friend what happened to the necklace. Okay, she gave it to, means she purchased the real diamond necklace and she gave it to her friend, and at that time her friend replied that you might have written it sooner, I might have needed it. That means you are very late to return it, you have to give it on time. Okay, so here from then on Madame Loisel knew the horrible life of the very poor. Means early what was her life, that was very fine. Now she realized it, because now they have lost everything. They lost their house also, they lost their savings also. So now she is living in a very small house, but she played her part heroically. Now she don't have any regret because it was her mistake. She couldn't take care of the necklace and that's why she is suffering. But early, when she was having many things at that time, she was complaining about it. That she was thinking that according to my beauty, I deserve a royal treatment. But now she don't have any regret because she realized her mistake. The dreadful debt must be paid. She would pay it. They dismissed their maid, so now no one is at her house to do work. They changed their lodgings. They rented a garret under the roof, that means very small house. She came to know the she came to know the drudgery of housework. That means early she was not knowing how to do housework, but now she has to do all the work, the odious labors of the kitchen. She washed the dishes, the dirty linen. She carried the garbage down to the street every morning and carried up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath and dress like a commoner. She had to bargain at markets, quarrel, and face insult over every miserable sou. So here now her life become very miserable, very horrible, one can say. Now she realized that early what was her life, that was really nice, and that's why situation has made her realize that what she lost. So here is one question: what was the arrangement with the jeweler? Do you think it was fair? Now she made a arrangement with the jeweler, that they told jeweler that give them 3 days to make an arrangement of the money. But do you think it was fair? According to me, it was not fair. Before purchasing the real gold, a real diamond, she must have talked with her friend, okay, and then she could have taken the decision, okay. But instead of informing her friend, directly she took a decision, and she means here utilize all her savings and all her comfort of the life. Again one question is there: discuss why did Madame Frostier speak coldly to Mathilde. Because because Mathilde returned her necklace after so many days, and that's why she said, because while taking she promised that next day she is going to return it. What is meant by the horrible life of the very poor? The horrible life of the very poor is the life which Mathilde spent after purchasing the necklace. What contrast is implied by the use of the word still in still young, still beautiful, still charming? So contrast is here implied with that, means she means at the every moment of the life she was beautiful, she was young, and she was charming. Still, or here it is used for that particular timing only, means before going to party she was still young, still beautiful, and still charming, because after party she faced horrible life of a very poor person, okay. So let us see, each month they had to pay some loan, renew other, get more time. That means whatever loan they have taken from money lender, each month they have to pay some loan and renew other loan to pay that loan. Her husband worked extra every evening doing accounts for the tradesmen, and often late in the night. He sat copying a manuscript at 5 sous a page. Sou means a French coin of low value used in the past. That means he trying to earn money, more money, by doing hard work. But whatever hard work he used to do, as compared to that he used to earn very less money. And this life lasted 10 years, means to repay that debt 10 years they spent. At the end of the 10 years they had paid off everything, even the interest also. Madame Loisel looked old now, means in that 10 years They spend a horrible life, hard working, poor life, no comfort in life, no fun, no enjoyment. Often she brooded over the past. Brooded means very sad, very unhappy. Now she forget how to laugh or how to smile because she suffered a lot in that those last 10 years. So, what would have happened if she had not lost that necklace? They might have spent more beautiful life. How strange life is, how fickle, how little is needed for one to be ruined or saved. That means that was a single turning point of their life. That life can ruin or life can that can save their life. It was a very little one turning point in their life. If at that time during the party her husband suggests her to wear flowers, but she deny. Instead of that, she borrowed a necklace from her friend, and that moment, that thing ruined her life. And another mistake she did, she didn't inform her friend about the loss of the necklace. If she might not have borrowed any of the necklace, their life might be more better in these 10 years. One Sunday, as she was walking in the camps, Alice suddenly she saw Madame Frostier, still young, still beautiful, still charming. That means after 10 years also she was very young, she was very beautiful, and she was very charming because in last 10 years she didn't face any unhappiness of the life or sorrow in her life to make her old or aged. So Madame Loisel felt emotional, means she felt very bad that because of her necklace for 10 years myself and my husband, means we are doing hard work to repay the loan on the necklace, and that's why she was very angry on her friend, and she felt very emotional. Should she speak to her? Yes, of course. And now that she had paid, she would tell her all. Why not? And after 10 years, she is thinking that she should inform her friend everything about it. She went up to her. Good morning, Jenny. The other, astonished to be addressed to familiarly by this common woman, did not recognize her. She stammered. That means Madame Frostier was very surprised that I don't know this woman and why this woman is ready to talk with me and how she know my name. But Madam, I don't know. You must have made a mistake. She even don't recognize her friend also. That in last 10 years, that was the horrible change in Madame Loisel. No, I am Mathilde Loisel. Her friend uttered a cry. Oh, my poor Mathilde, how you have changed. She was very surprised to see the Mathilde in that condition. Yes, I have had some hard times since I last saw you, and many miseries, and all because of you. Isn't it? It was because of her. Did Madame Frostier to ask Madame Loisel to take necklace from her? No, it was her Mathilde's mistake only. But now she is very emotional and she is unable to recognize that whose mistake it was. Now she is blaming her friend. Me? How can that be? Now her friend don't know anything about what happened to Mathilde. You remember that diamond necklace that you lent me to wear to the ministry party? Yes, well, I lost it. What do you mean? You brought it back. Now as she returned it back to the Madame Frostier, she is surprised that how you lost it. I brought you back another exactly like it, and it has taken us 10 years to pay for it. It wasn't easy for us. We had very little. But At last it is over and I am very glad. That means now here Mathilde is telling her friend that because of you today we are in this miserable condition. But do you think that her friend is responsible for that? It was Mathilde's mistake. She didn't ask, she didn't inform her that she lost. Before 10 years she might have informed her friend, she might have get some queries to it, or her friend might have helped her out. But after 10 years there is no point in complaining on it. Let us see here, two questions are there. Why did Mathilde decide to speak to her friend? Mathilde decided to speak to her friend because now she paid all debt on that necklace. So now she is thinking that her friend is only responsible for her miserable life, and that's why she decided to speak to her friend. Now, who do you think was responsible for Mathilde's misery? Definitely Mathilde was only responsible for it. Was it her friend, herself, her husband, or the circumstances? Actually Mathilde was responsible for all these things. Madame Frostier was stunned. She was surprised that what Mathilde is telling to her. She don't know anything about it. You say that you brought a diamond necklace to replace mine? Yes, you did notice then. They were very similar. So here, Madame Frostier was very surprised and she smiled with proud and innocent pleasure. Madame Frostier, deeply moved, took both her hands. Oh, my poor Mathilde, mine was an imitation. Means it was not of real diamond. It was worth 500 francs at most, and for 500 francs Mathilde paid 36,000 francs and also 10 years of miserable, horrible, poor life. And that's why whatever your problems are there, immediately you need to discuss with your friend rather than making it complicated. Here Mathilde made it more complicated. She spoiled her life also. She spoiled her husband's life also. And after 10 years, everything happened because of her only, and now she is complaining to her friend. That is not good. That is not a good sign of a friendship. She should inform her friend earlier. She might have informed 10 years back. She might have realized that whatever her friend gave her diamond necklace, it was an imitation and it was of only 500 francs. So that 500 franc was very easy for them to repay at that time, or they might have spent their life, 10 years of their life happily, if this doubt might have cleared 10 years early. So that is the story about the poor Mathilde. And that's why we learn from this story one message. We learn that whatever things are happened, we should not hide anything from our friend. All the time we should be clear and always talk truth. Truth should be known to our friends. Okay, so I hope that everybody might have enjoyed the story and you might have understood this. If you have any difficulty about this part 2, you can write down in comment box. Definitely I would like to solve your queries. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.